Hey guys, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, no matter when you may catch the replay, or for those of you who are in the room, hey guys. Appreciate you coming to be a part of this 2 p.m. Friday Logie call. This particular one, it's right after Prime Day, y'all. So we're going to be doing the Prime Day Rewind, which is actually something that Amazon gave to us that gives you your specific numbers. But we're also going to talk about your Logie progress and how to look at your Logie numbers and determine what your next best moves of actions, right? Steps of actions, moves of action, move of action, that part. What the next move should be. So, with that being said, um, I want to give this encouragement because I've seen quite a few people that have been discouraged when it comes to being an influencer with the Amazon program. There's been a lot going on. Yeah, there's a lot of people that have become very burnt out. There are a lot of people that have become very um distraught, very frustrated, especially when you see so many people coming in that say that they're doing these really well, these really amazing numbers, and you feel like you've been at it for a while and you haven't seen anything happen. There's a lot that has gone on in the last few years of the program. So things have changed. And I think something that happens when you start, especially when you start at the beginning of something, you kind of looking for it to kind of stay the same but make changes as well, right? You're looking for your numbers to stay the same or get better and for them to make changes, but we forget that there's always going to be, it's like a seesaw. We're always going to have one going up and down at some point. We never really see anybody that's level on the seesaw, right? It's typically somebody going up, somebody going down, as things change. So this experience as an influencer has been very similar to that, right? For a lot of people, they've been trying to find what works best, how to, what kind of content to put out, how much content to put out. Is the content that you're putting out actually working? All of those things. And when big events like Prime Day come around, we get exhausted because we're like, oh, this is the big moment, this is the big thing, and it doesn't turn into the big moment that we thought it was going to be. The encouragement is, and something that I'm going to show you guys with looking through the Prime Day Rewind, is that sometimes we're looking at the wrong numbers. We forget that, and this is coming from the marketing and retail me talking to you as the influencer. When it comes to big sales, you cannot just look at the amount that you're making in, the conversion amount, that revenue that's coming in, that you're getting, the affiliate sales. You have to look at the quantity that's being sold. And a lot of times it'll get frustrating because we're like, we're selling more, we should be making more, but you're selling more at a discounted amount, a discounted rate. And so sometimes it evens out. Sometimes it may get a little bit higher. And then there's sometimes where it may look like you didn't do anything at all when it comes to the actual dollar amount. Like we can't really take into effect. I mean, we can't really control what, how much they discounted or this and that. Because remember, we're not just looking at Amazon Prime Day sales that were sale prices on Amazon Prime Day. Amazon Prime Day sales started the week before and kept going until the week after. And so there was a 3-week time frame where there were things that were heavily discounted for some or just discounted for a long length of time. And so a product that you did a video for that was $69.99 may have been on sale for $39.99 for 3 weeks. It may have had a $10 off coupon, a $20 off coupon for a 3-week time period. And whereas most people are, especially influencers who are just coming into the whole experience of being an influencer, they don't understand that this was a 3-week time period that you should have been looking at, not just at the prime days. That's where the frustration comes in. So, with knowing that information, you may have saw a increase or a decrease at any given time in those 3 weeks according to what was going on sale and coming off of sale. So you cannot just look at the for Prime Day. You can't just look at the 8th to the 11th. You have to go and look at that whole time span and see what your numbers were, because for those days you may not have seen any increase, because that may have been a day where the products that you were putting out there, uh they may not have been doing as well, or if they had sales before, by the time they got the Prime, they may have been low on stock. There are a lot of brands right now that are having issues when it comes to their inventory. And so they may have been low on inventory by the time Prime actually got there, because they started their sales the week before. Exactly, exactly. So I see you guys in the chat, because you guys are in the chat going in like, wait a minute, I never even thought about that. Listen, okay. Uh, so Andrew said, yeah, seen one of the big ink pens was 97 cents and free Prime shipping. Once the sale was done, it went to 97 cents and $5 shipping. Exactly. I'm a bit bummed it's taking so long. I'm still hopeful to hit at least average earnings. I know one thing I'm going to do to be super busy messaging brands tonight. I added over 100 campaigns last night. Exactly. And that's what we're going to talk about too. Because what is it that you're doing now that Prime Day is over? Not just what we're going to look at, because we are going to look at those numbers. Tired worked so hard, and learning that hard work isn't rewarded in this program. I would make a lot more money if I stopped trying so hard and did the same review style amateur videos that most influencers do. Now, here's the thing, because I'm still seeing, even though we work really hard for a reason, though, I'm still seeing influencers who are saying, I got the blue lock back on my account. And you guys know we talked about that last week. I got the blue lock back on my account, and I don't understand why. Amazon, even though it's a little slow to move, it sometimes moves at a slow pace. They are kind of cleaning some things up in the background. Don't know to what extent they are doing it, but this is part of that reason why we're seeing some of these things kind of happen. I laughed so hard at that rewind crap, because on day one of it being up, it said I had zero sales for Prime Day. Exactly. And that was because on day one, it, because remember, our Prime Day sales are according to what was shipped. So on day one, there wasn't anything shipped. There was nothing shipped out on day one. This is why I said you have to be very careful with how you look at these recaps and stuff and how you break it down. Day one, there was nothing shipped out. Not from Prime, because Prime had just started. It was crazy. But people were like agitated, because they're like, oh my goodness, I didn't make anything on day one. No, you didn't know what sales you did make on day one, because they didn't go through yet. They hadn't gone through yet. Yeah. Really should still be promoting right now. Exactly. Andrew said a very, very keen point, because some brands have extended the sales. And you also should be promoting back to school, off to college. Exactly. That's the other thing we're going to talk about, because if you have not, again, we always talk about, you should at least be checking your emails once a what week, at least, at the minimum, checking your emails once a week. They gave you exactly what to promote. They always do. They tell you what's trending. They tell you what the next, things that are going on. They tell you in the emails. They give you exactly what it is you should promote. um, but my few days after Prime have gotten me back to average, which for me is only a little over 100 a month. So okay, so I'll come back to the comments. Let's go into your app. Go into your app, and when you go into your app, if you hit on the little person at the bottom, then it's going to take you to a section where it says hello to you, has like orders, interest, account, all that good stuff. If you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see something that says Amazon influencers and it says Creator Central. If you click on that Creator Central, it'll pull up your numbers. It'll pull up your numbers. It'll say total earnings from off the date. It'll say, you know, what your top linked products are, things like that. Here's the thing. Now, remember, I just told you that there are a lot of brands who are getting low in inventory. Two of my top three products that are shown right there, one of them says only 14 left. The other one says only 18 left. I'm telling y'all, this was a big thing because of how the sales were set up over the last few weeks. But if you click at that top where it says see your Prime Day Creator Rewind, click on that. Now it's going to look different for each person. You don't have to share your numbers in the chat if you don't want. But there's some things I want to point out. Okay, first of all, it plays it all the way through. But you can tap on the screen to be able to go and make it fast forward or rewind. That first one is just telling you congrats. The second one tells you how much you made for Prime. But here's the thing. I want you to look at that because there is something very important that it says. It says you made, and it says the amount from how many orders shipped. So far, mind you, it says so far because it's still calculating Prime Day deals because there's still stuff that is still being shipped out, you guys. And remember, you still get credit if somebody put it in their cart on Prime Day and then didn't get it until that next week or a couple days later, or they didn't necessarily get it on that day. You still get credit for it. So it's still going to credit it to you, but you're not going to see it in an initial amount because it hasn't sold yet. It hasn't been shipped out yet. Remember, it has to ship out in order for you to get the actual credit for it. So it tells you how many orders it actually shipped out. This was a major thing because even if you look at your dashboard, if you look at your numbers, some of you had way more products sold than you've had sold in the past. But you were looking at the money, the dollar amount, and the dollar amount just didn't make sense for you because you were like, I'm selling more, I should be making more. But we're looking at everything at a discounted rate. So if it would have been at its regular amount, yes, you would have sold more. I mean, you would have made more money. But since it's at that discounted price, you're not going to see what it is you thought you were going to see. And that's just anywhere. I often tell people, especially when you're thinking about, I'll give it to you in this perspective. When you think about retail, you have them having the regular price for a product when it first comes in. Then you have them having a sale on the product. They may have a BOGO sale. They may have a discounted sale on something. And then you have clearance, right? Because clearance means we just need to get rid of it. It's at the bare minimum now. It's the same thing when we're looking at the products. Even though we don't have to ship out the products, we don't have to have the products on hand. We do the video and that's it, right? Or we post the link and that's it. The brands are still going through what they price it at when they first get it, or if this is a brand where this is the only product that they have, then you'll see a big difference in the fluctuation in price sometimes. But if this is something where it's only seasonal, the price is going to continue to go down and go down and go down. And then once it's gone, that's why we see some products where it's not connected to anything anymore, or they have a newer version and ours says currently unavailable. So I wanted y'all to pay close attention to that. Let me go down because I see y'all guys. Yeah. Oh, okay. Somebody said it was taking them to the general top creators page. Yeah, David said the same thing. It's pretty interesting to see your numbers because again, it's like, huh? But you have to know how they calculated those numbers because listen. Yeah, Stephanie said, I missed that. Wait a minute. Exactly. Exactly. And they, mind you, they do have it on desktop as well. Yes, on desktop, you need to be on your reports dashboard and it'll be at the top. Mm-hmm. Yeah, uh-huh. And David just said, Stephanie just said something. She said, on my way to the Prime Day Rewind, I see top link products with 53% conversion. Um, e- exactly. So when we're looking at, that's why I said you got to be mindful that it may be pulling numbers from different things, is pulling it for so many different things. Um, how come conversions are so high yet I don't see the sales? So the conversion part of it is it's going like the person is paying for it. Here's another thing that I put into perspective too that we haven't really talked about is that we do have the whole situation where people can, well, people get it, something happens. Like we talked about it previously a little bit, but somebody may put it in their cart, they may purchase it, and then something happens and they have to cancel the purchase, or something happens with the person's card, or any number of things like that, right? So that affects it as well because we don't know how they're actually adjusting for that, or if they actually have a way to adjust for that on our documents, on our dashboard, and on our information. Okay, so you had to do it on mobile. No worries, no worries. Sandy just said something else in the comments. I believe that in the reporting for on-site, what you see you sold is not necessarily what you'll end up getting commission for exactly. It depends if the product you sold are related to one of your videos products that you watched. Um, so typically, even if it's not necessarily related, sometimes because I've had some weird things sell, and I'm like, that ain't related to nothing I've done a video for. So it's the fact of if they watch your video and then they go and add some more things to the cart, sometimes you get commission for those as well. Um, it's interesting how they do it though. And again, thinking about it from the retail perspective, there's so many different reasons why you won't get credit for a certain thing. Oh, excuse me. Mm-hmm. Okay, Andrew got it on his desktop. Yep. Yeah, the indirect sales commissions. So you still get it. Uh, hold on. Let me go back so I can go back in. See, hold on. Because I wanted y'all to look at that one. Then if you keep going through, because you got to scroll through or you got to let it play out, however you want to do it. Because you can pause it as you're going through. You're going to see a couple things that are really important. So of course, that first one is just telling you, hey, you were a part of da 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 da. The second one tells you um the sales that have converted so far and shipped out. The next one is telling you how many storefront visits you had during Prime. But here's the other piece. So next, you're going to see what were the top products or the top categories, because we always talk about knowing your numbers. So it tells you what your top categories were. And so that's important for you to know. It should give you two or three. I think it was three. Yeah, it was three. Here's what's crazy. So one of my top categories was window treatments. And I said, what? Again, because we're not paying attention, I'm like, what is happening? But that was one of my top categories was window treatments. Now I have curtains, um, especially I have blackout curtains that I've done videos for. I have curtains for rooms, separating your rooms and all types of stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe that was what it was. Oh, so Michelle, are you doing Binnable? If you're doing Binnable, that's a potential reason why your storefront visits are high if you're sending them to your storefront. And then also, when you do your links, if you're sharing stuff in your stories, are you sending them to your storefront or are you sending them to the product page? Mm-hmm. Yep. A lot of people saw an increase because of them using Binnable and people going to the links on Binnable and going over to Amazon. Now they tell you to download the next couple slides, and in those next couple slides, they tell you what your top products were. They tell you to download it and share it on social media. So they tell you your top four Prime Day picks, and then they tell you the next one is the one that I want you to pay attention to. This one, yeah. It says Prime Day content that they loved. Here's the thing, it gives you three. Look at the content that they loved. I have two of mine that are old videos, and one is a more recent video. Because we always ask, people always ask the question, should I keep old posts up? I don't like how the video looks. I don't like the sound quality on the video. I don't like this. But if the product is still on Amazon, keep the video up. Andrew just put it in the comments. Direct sales commission is the same or similar product directly from the video or link. Indirect is earnings for all other products purchased. Yep. Purchased after they watched your video. So it gives you those three videos and it's telling you that those were your top three when it comes to your content during Prime. Look at again, are they older videos? Are they newer videos? Two of my three are older videos. And when I say older videos, I mean like 2 years, 2 years, 3 years ago. So this is why we talk about the Oink extension being such a powerful option because it tells you like what's currently unavailable, what's untagged, so you know what you can go through and what you may want to delete and what you may want to keep. You may want to just update the title. You may want to see if they have uh um if they just uploaded it with a new ASIN and you just go ahead and update it. uh, this is how you look at this particular this rewind and determine what your next moves are. Because if they're showing you that your older videos are doing good, great. Let's go back and do some more of what that was. Or that means all of those videos that say currently unavailable, let's go and actually do the legwork and see if we can connect it to the new ASIN or add a new title to it. Let's see what we can do to get it back into the rotation. Again, these are some that you may not have done anything to. You may not have touched them since you put them up, but they're still getting views. I was laughing because I used the Oink extension and I was going through and looking at some of the products that had been currently unavailable, untagged, and looking at some of the stuff. And man, y'all, there's a ton of stuff that was just currently unavailable. Like I said, two of the three top selling products literally have less than 20 left for both of them. So when we say know your numbers, this is why it's important to know your numbers because this is what it tells you. And then you know what to do with your next steps. People often ask, okay, is it vertical or horizontal videos that do better for me? Look at your numbers. What do your numbers say? Two of those videos are horizontal videos. Only one of them is a vertical video. Okay. But the one that's a vertical video is a comparison video. It's two products from the same brand. Make sense? Look at those videos. In the video, are you tagging? Is there multiple items tagged? Well, are there? Not is there. Oh, that was horrible English. Are there more than one item? Is there more than one item tagged? Are there multiple items tagged? Those are some things that you pay attention to when it's telling you those top videos. I saw another post in somebody else's group where people were like, um, I they did a post where they had a shoppable video where they had like 5 products tagged, and they were like, I'm not getting any views and I'm not getting this. But we've learned over time that the sweet spot is anything three or less. Anything over 3, it may not be a good look. But when you look at your numbers, you can see that. Okay, if I tagged 5 things in these 5 videos and none of those have views, then I may need to go back and say, all right, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe it's me, y'all. Maybe I'm the problem, right? Exactly. Roxanne said I sent my storefront link to many companies when asking for samples. I'm sure many of the storefront visits are from those. That's a possibility as well. Hmm. And here's the other thing. So when we go to the last page, after you have gone through that whole thing, Amazon has created a My Prime Day deal sellers, top sellers. They created a list. Again, Amazon, even though we spaz out about the things that go on, Amazon gives us the cheat sheet. They gave you a list with the top products that were sold from your shoppable content. Make the list. All you gotta do is save the list. Add a description, save the list. Listen. Oh no, no, we meant like 5 products. Yeah, that's true. Some say not to bother with products with over 5 videos and avoid any with 20. That part. Um, you make content, make it, you can push someone off the page. No, we're talking about the how many products they tagged on their video though. You said they've never done the list for you. If you tap on it one more time, it should take you right to the list. Wait, I don't know if they did it like that on the desktop. I know on the phone, when you tap it again, it literally goes right to the list. And all you have to do is add in your description, which is optional, and save it. And here's the thing, in the list, and this is another thing that we're learning. Again, Amazon will give you clues. This list, my list, I don't know how many your list has. My list only has six products in it. It has 6 products in it. Remember, we were like, oh, we can just keep adding stuff to the y'all. They do actually, our lists do show up in some places. I forgot where it was, but they do show up in some places. So if you got a list with 100 some odd things on it, that's not really appealing. If you have a list that's a shorter list, that's 10, 15 products, that's definitely going to be a game changer. Right, shop by interest. That's where it was. So the lists are coming up the same way your collages come up. The collages are coming up on social media as well as on Amazon, the actual Amazon platform. Like we can't get too into being in the top or the bottom carousel or not having what. Listen, that's it. Uh-huh. That's true. And it definitely adds to your credibility as an influencer. So I take my videos and I'm able to send my video to a brand and say, this is what I've done for another product that's similar to yours. And I've had plenty of brands send me stuff because they're just like, oh, we like that. Okay, we'll send you this. They'll send me multiple products because it adds to your credibility. It is very niche specific. I'm glad you said that, Stephanie. So it depends on the type of product list. It is very niche specific. Some people, they will, depending on the product type or the category, they will scroll through. But you have so many people that if it's a big number in it, they're like, unless you're sending, and here's the other thing, are you sending people directly to your list? Many people do not send people directly to their list. They send them to a product video or a picture or a collage. We can give out the links to the specific list as well. So if you're sending them to the actual list, oh, it makes it a lot more feasible for people to go through the full list. And if they're actually following your list, that's another thing. So looking at your list on Amazon, do you see that the people have actually followed the list? They've liked it, which means anytime you add anything to it, that makes a big difference as well. And then I've gone through and actually um taken off a lot of things that were unavailable, no longer on the app, all different types of stuff. I've taken things off and redid some of my lists. So I've seen a lot of engagement on my storefront. That's a possibility. Stephanie said they may be pushing it somewhere. That's definitely a possibility. So again, so you saw what you needed to, what it said to download was your top products and your top content, and you could share those on social media if you so please, and then send them the link to your storefront. They also gave you a list of your top sellers. You just save it. You can add a description. You don't have to save it, post that, and then when you post the social media post that they gave you with your top products, you can put in the link to that actual list because the products are in that list. So again, they give you the cheat sheet. They do. It's just a matter of, are you utilizing it, you know, properly? Are you using it? And then that's the Amazon Prime rewind. Now we go to Logie and we say, okay, for so many people, Logie is still very, very new. I was about to say all the old heads. Y'all not necessarily old heads, but all the seasoned Logie Logies, we have kind of seen this um from the bare minimum, from the bottom, from the foundational pieces, and we've kind of been on this journey with Ehud as we you said you're old and seasoned. We've kind of been on this journey with Ehud when it comes to Logie. So we're like, we're on it. We understand the changes. We understand things. We understand that we can ask for different things. But those who are coming in to Logie, they don't understand what's going on. They're kind of just like here. So first and foremost, I would like to say welcome to Logie. Logie is a platform that allows you to be able to get paid from brands that you don't have to talk to. It allows you to have the opportunity to get samples. And then also, it gives you a space where you can know your numbers. That's one of the biggest things that I love about Logie is that we're able to know our numbers in such a way that we're able to go ahead and use them to benefit us and advocate for us if you are a minor or a major influencer, no matter what platform you are an influencer on. So, can I use Logie when it comes to TikTok? Yes. Can I use Logie when it comes to IG and Facebook? Yes. Can I use Logie when it comes to Amazon? Yes. But it's a matter of what it is that you're trying to get out of Logie, uh, and the time that you can put in. Let's just be real. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. You ain't got no. Oh, I ain't gonna do that to y'all. Listen. And Andrew said he's on a recap and it still hasn't changed any of the numbers since last week. Finished the recap and it went back to regular dashboard. Really? Andrew, they didn't like you. They didn't want to give you one. That's rude. Mine, it took me right to it. As soon as after I tapped, after that last screen and I tapped it again, it went right to it. Is that what that part? Yes, I will remind them as well. Thank you for that reminder, Stephanie. So, if you're just coming into Logie, here's some important things for you to understand and know about the platform. For one, it was originally set up where you could get where you could request for like a sample or request for a discount coupon. Um, you may still see that on the actual site, and it's like one of those little boxes, right? Or when you click on the product, it'll come up, right? Uh, but things have adjusted over time. And the button, yes, right. The button is still there. So Andrew just told me the button is still there. But what happens now instead is that Logie has AI that through the content that you're already uploading on Amazon, remember, you don't have to upload any extra content. What you're already uploading on Amazon, it filters through onto the Logie site. And through AI, it determines, hey, this may be a good look for you as a sample. You will receive an email, and if you don't respond to the email, you will receive a text message saying, hey, Logie AI has matched you with a product or a sample. Then you have the opportunity to go in through either the email or, yeah, we'll go to the email. You have to go ahead and accept or decline. If you do not accept or decline within 24 hours, it will automatically be declined in order for them to be able to send it to the next Logie in line. Um, there are some things that will come and you're like, this is a great option, accept. There's some things that will come and you'll be like, heck no, decline. That is a personal choice. It allows also the AI to learn more about what your preferences are. The other thing is when you get the email in, you may say, well, I want to learn a little bit more about what the product is. Click on the actual product. It'll take you to the Amazon page. There you'll be all of the insight, you'll be able to see reviews and all of those things. And then you can determine if you want to accept or decline that particular product. Okay?
Altovise, I'm
Yeah.
going to jump in just to tell you what we're working on that should be ready in just maybe a few weeks because we were so busy with Prime Day that we couldn't push it yet, but it's almost ready. And it's a special program that is very similar to the button that you just see right now that we used to get in the past, 50% off coupons for products that we wanted to promote. The new program, on the other hand, is going to be different. The same button will be used to provide you with an optional half price product. Again, 50% off. We just call it the half price sample program. And the brands will be able to enroll in this program with all their catalog or just a selected products from their catalog. And when a creator wants to promote a product that they feel that they can generate a lot of sales for, just like today they are being matched by the AI, they can decide they want to match themselves with the product and get a half price discount or half price sample for it if the brand enroll in that program. So it's going to be the same button. You're going to click it, and if that product is a part of that, half price promotion, and it's available, then you will be able to literally buy the product directly from within the Logie app for half price, and it will be as if you were matched to it with AI, which means it's going to be in your account, and in the future you're going to see a lot of other benefits of promoting Logie branded products. We are working on an automated AI generated product kit, and this kit will include a bunch of assets that you can use, which are going to be generated especially for you based on everything we know about you. So that's like a little bit of a teaser of what's coming in the next few weeks. And now that we're after Prime Day, we can, concentrate on pushing these new features. And I really think that people are going to really appreciate it and love it because it's so unique and it's so great and it allows you to really make so much more money than just relying on Amazon's, very low fees. Um, so that was my tease, and I hope I didn't disturb too
That's perfect because it falls right into alignment with the next piece that I wanted to share because that's what people asked. They said, well, I feel like I'm getting matched with the same thing. I know I felt the same way at one point. Um, it was like, or a same type of product. It matters what kind of content you're already putting up on Amazon. So if you are changing what you're putting up on Amazon, it will make a difference. Also, something else when it comes to Logie is that you have the option to be able to add stuff from different social media posts that you do not post on Amazon. That part is the part that I struggled with a lot because I don't always feature all of my products on my other social media platforms. Now, I have started putting a lot more things on Biddable, but I was not posting things. I was not posting the link on Logie. So when I went and started going back and posting those links that I was posting on social media, I saw a shift in some of the products that I was getting access to as well. So um it matters the content that you're putting out when it comes to what you're putting on Amazon and then also what you're putting outside of Amazon because you can post those lists, those links. When you go to Amazon, when you go to Amazon, that part. When you go to Logie, there's a little section where you just hit it. It's a little like plus, I think on plus on there, and you just hit it to be able to add the content that you're putting that is off of Amazon. So if you're doing a reel, if you're doing a TikTok, add it there if it's a Logie product. Because now not only does Logie know, hey, she's doing stuff off of Amazon, which the brands are also going to love, but the brands are going to be like, oh, she's not just posting on Amazon. There's other potential opportunities out there. So if you're doing Bendable, post those links that you're posting things on the Bendable. If you're doing, TikTok, post those links. Now, here's the thing. I forget, but there may be, if again, when we're thinking about the business side of this, create a system or a plan so that you can post those links once a week, once every other week, once a month, where you just go in and kind of do one after the other. All the posts from that month that were content specific for products that are on Logie, go and post those links and that can benefit you because now the system, because remember, this is not a person necessarily going in and saying, oh, we like this, we don't like that, send them this, don't send them that. It's a system. So now you've given the system more information for it to go off of. um yes. Yes. So that's another piece because even though having the actual product, chef's kiss, top tier, is amazing having the actual product. But we don't need to have the product to make sales. We just need the link. If you, depending on what level you are when it comes to live streaming, you don't need to have all the products on hand. You don't. If you're at the top level, you got to have all the products on hand. It's okay. But if you're not at that top level, you don't have to have every product on hand. There's a percentage of what you got to have. I think it's like 70 to 30%, 70 to 30, or is it 80 to 20? I don't want to tell them wrong. I definitely did go live on Prime Days. And we'll talk to y'all about that too, real quick. before we end. Um, so there's a percentage because I did a Logie Prime Day live stream. I did a Logie Prime Day live stream. And I didn't have to have all the products, but I did a good handful of products that I have that are Logie products. And I went live talking about them. And then I had a few that I didn't have on hand, but I knew about the particular product and did the live stream. Um, that part. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of yeah. So it's weird, but also we know that typically when you see a rule come into effect, come into play, it's because somebody was doing something janky, unfortunately. And so back a few years, a influx of people came onto Amazon and they acted like pure donkeys. Yeah, we'll say donkeys. Uh, and they were going live and just using a picture of a product. And because at the time Amazon didn't have it in place that that was a no-no, they got away with it. So imagine you go to somebody's live stream and they're just showing you pictures of products and not even their picture of the product. They're showing you the picture from the actual Amazon listing. And that's how they were doing their live streams. Um, so the rules that we have in place right now is because people were doing janky Yankee stuff and were being donkeys. And
Altovise, we love your live streams, and it's amazing. And everybody who doesn't do live streams, I totally recommend it because even David, I don't know, I think he was in the group in the chat. I didn't see him now, but he's one of his most brilliant things that he's doing is whenever he's getting all these Logie products sent to him, once a week he would do a live stream and kind of um, use it as a super tip that he gave the group the other, a few weeks ago. It's like a golden tip that you take all these products and you fulfill your promise to Logie to generate content within 14 days. Now, it's so important because why does David get a lot of products? Why does Altovise get a lot of products matched to her? Because the AI appreciates those who create content fast. The faster you create content from the day that the product has been delivered to you, the better the AI, the machine learning will treat you because it looks at how often you're creating content, how good the content is, how you're trending on Amazon. The more content you have for a product, the better chances you have to trend on Amazon. Logie's AI crawler is crawling Amazon 24/7, collecting, listen to this, guys, millions of data points from Amazon product pages, search results, and other placements. Now, what does that mean? It means that we know when your video is actually being shown and where. The more your product video is shown, okay, your product video, the more it's shown in different placements, you're getting a higher score on Logie because you're considered a trending Amazon influencer. Okay, listen to me, it's very important. The more content you create, the more placement you start appearing in, and as Stas told us before, and he showed us presentations of over 30 different placements. Today, it's even in the search results, guys. Today, your vertical videos that used to be going to Amazon Inspire now appear on search results. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm sure you did. You search for something and boom, you get 5 vertical videos telling you, this is a recommended creator's video for that. Our placements are growing significantly on the Amazon platform. The more content you create, the better chances you have to appear everywhere. Now let's go back to David's tip because my ADHD a little bit disturbed me here. He's creating that live stream. He takes all the Logie products he got, he puts them into one live stream, but he's doing it in such a way that it's so easy. Once he's done, he can literally cut portions from that live stream into smaller videos that can be thrown up there on the product pages. And I don't know if David allows me to say it, but he's creating multiple videos per product. So we can do an unboxing, then stop for a second, take a breath, understanding that he's going to cut there. And then he continues as if to show how to use it. Boom, you have 2 product videos. The unboxing, which people want to see what's in the box, what the product looks like, what it feels like, and then other people want to actually see how to use the product. And it's a different video. People sometimes prefer something. They look at the title, they look at a little thumbnail, they decide. They want to see an unboxing, they want to see how it's being used, do I want to see a little trick of how to use it? And we see that a lot. So our tip to you, do what Altovise is doing. Do what David is doing. You're getting those products matched to you. At least do it with Logie products, because Logie products, when you promote them, the AI loves you for that. The AI appreciates you. The AI looks at how much commissions, how much money Logie is paying you. The more money Logie pays you, the more products you'll be matched with. It's just like this cycle that feeds itself. Think about it for a second. The AI knows that it needs to make money. If he pays you, if we, Logie, pays the influencer commissions, it means the brand made money. It means Logie made money. And that's why the AI will always try to get those creators as much as it can. So remember those 3 things. 1, create very good quality content that will convert, and a lot of it. And 2, create it fast. The sooner you click that accept button on Logie, that time from the second the AI is sending you the email that you've been matched and until the time that you click that button, that is a very crucial time. It literally looks at it. And of course, never let it expire. Okay, when you're getting a Logie AI match notification, you want to either accept or skip as soon as you get it. The sooner, the better chances you'll get matched very soon with a different product. The sooner you do it, the better it is for the AI. Never let it expire, because that's like 10 points back. Because that means that, hey, they might not be getting our email. B, it might be going to their spam. C, they don't have time to even look at our emails, so let's not bother them with other products. Those are a few tips, right? And the third thing, so we spoke about creating content, a lot of it, create it fast, generate a lot of sales for it any way you can. And I'm sure that I had a bunch of other things to say about it, but literally, Altovise said it before, you know, when you link other content from other places, it's just more credit for you on Logie. So it just shows more content. The brands get to see that content on their dashboard. Soon they're going to be getting an email notification when you're adding content for the product. So it's just making them want to keep on growing with Logie, giving us more and more products. And I remember what I wanted to say about Altovise, saying, why am I being matched with similar products again and again? Never the same ASIN. Watch that. That's similar products. And that's a very important thing because of what I explained about how the AI works. Logie has thousands of Amazon influencers using the system, but it is the Pareto principle, the 20-80 rule. 20% of the influencers on Logie are generating 80% of the sales. It's a 20-80 rule. There's 20% of Logie creators that are making a lot of money on Logie. 80% of the commission we pay goes to these 20% of people, and the other 80% are getting the last 20% of commissions. And there's a lot of reasons, because a lot of people are not following what we recommend. Just the tips I just gave you right now are golden tips to follow. But understanding that is something that we can really help you when you're, building your your cash flow of how you're going to make money as an influencer. The AI will keep on matching a lot of these 20%, and they might be getting very similar products. When you're getting a similar product, it means that the brand loved us. They're pushing more samples out there, and 20% of the people will be matched because they have already been creating content, just like Altovise said, for similar products, including that brand's product. They already generated sales for similar products, just like Altovise said. And they're already trending on Amazon. Their video appears in many placements. So we want these creators to create content. And it might not be fair. You might say, why are the 80% of creators not getting as many matches? And I'm getting a lot of these matches, but a lot of them are, similar products, like a different variation of the same product I promoted, a few days ago, or very similar product. And the reason why is because when someone sees you on one product listing, it doesn't mean that they saw you on the other product listing. Those two product listings are two entire universes full of content and advertisements and bullet points and images and videos and reviews. And you have a lot of chances to generate another sale because then you will be a part of this universe. The AI will keep on choosing the same people that are generating sales and sometimes give up on other 80% because they are not generating enough content, they're not trending, and they're not generating the sales. It's just this, thing that fits itself, right? I know it's not fair sometimes, but that's the way the AI knows to do it. It just doesn't know anything else. So you need to get into that cycle. And your cycle might be an office product category. Your cycle might be in pets category. Your cycle might be in toys for kids. Different categories have different influencers that are crushing it. So just remember, Altovise said it so many times before. Go to your Logie dashboard. Logie is the only dashboard in the universe today that shows you your top 10 categories. Look at the top 3. Look what's generating you the most money. This is your secret sauce. And you can take it from here, Altovise.
Yeah, so I went live for Prime Day. I did not do live on that Friday, but I did go live on the other days. And I did it at the same time each day. I had a different topic that I was focusing on each day. One of them was a Logie focused live stream, and it was interesting. For one, I was live streaming back when they first gave us the option to live stream, and I would have couple thousand views, people coming in, commenting. A lot of the people that were following me are still following. And so when I went live, they came in, they got the notification. Yeah, they got the notification that I was live because the notification does still go out. That was a big issue that we went through, was that people weren't getting the notifications that we were going live. So the notification did go out, especially because we were doing it during Prime Day. Um, and so people that were already following me came and followed. I didn't get any new followers, but I did get sales from the live streams that I did. My live streams, I typically did about 15 to 20 products. That's just like the norm for me now. In the beginning, I was maxing it out, 40 products. There had to be 40 products in that carousel, and I had to talk about each one and show the video for each one. I don't do that anymore because even with a 15 to 20 items, that's still going to give you about an hour and a half to 2 hour live stream. If you have people coming in, because of course you're giving insight about the product, if it's something that you use, something that you don't like, what you don't like about it, and then people they may ask questions while you're live streaming. It's interactive, right? Because it's not just you doing a video, it's actually people coming in and asking questions. So I'll give an example. On the Logie live that I did, one of the products that I was talking about was from Trickology. It was one of their inflatable air mattresses. And I love air mattresses. I've done videos for air mattresses that have done really, really well over the years. I think I've maybe done videos for about 4 or 5, maybe 6 different. And they were different brands. So I've talked about the quality. I've talked about, the difference between you having to have a air pump or not have one. It's one already attached to it. But something that I loved about this particular one was that I didn't need to plug it in order to deflate it and inflate it, and it did not take a long time. Um, and that I had it in a twin size, so this could be something used in home. This could be used when you're camping. So many different options. But I was giving my personal opinions about it and my personal insight, and then on top of that, people were asking questions, and so um, that made it, that took the live stream again, that stretches it out a bit because you want to answer their questions. I will say, whenever I live stream, I do have more than one device. This one is an iPhone 7, it's old. And then I have the iPhone that I'm on right now. So I have multiple devices. I'll go and look at the product. Like if somebody asks me a question and I don't know something about it, I'll say, oh, you know what? Let me look that up. And I'll go and look it up. I have no problem with that. I am not a computer. I am intelligente, but I am not a computer. So I will go and look things up and, answer their questions. If another thing that I had on there was some of the arts and craft products um, from Funsil and from yeah, what was the other product? I can't remember the other brand right now at the moment, but I have pictures that me and my family and friends have made using them. And so I was able to show some of those on camera. Like again, it's interactive. I have fun. Yes, I don't know why my mind drew a blank, but yes, Chocola. Because I love using their stuff. Yeah. Oh, yes, I have iStem. I was talking about iStem while I was on there. I love Chocola products. But again, live streaming, the same way that I interact with you guys, is the same way that I interact on live stream. It's the same way I interact with my friends and my family. And so it was a really great opportunity. It's one of the things that we used to do, well, that David did the most was being able to go and take those actual snippets and use that as his shoppable videos. And Amazon said, "Oh, that's what you want? Okay, so we now have the option to be able to make clips out of our live streams." So again, Amazon makes a lot of this stuff very, very easy for us. It took them some time, but they do make it really easy in certain instances like that. Um, that part. Uh, yeah, we be spitting out all the brand names. Yes, we be talking about all the different names. We be going and listen with this one, check out this one. Uh, I'm going to an event this weekend called an art battle. I'm going to live stream while I'm there because the products that they're going to be using are some of the stuff that I have already tested out. I can bring products with me and show it during the live stream while I'm there for the art battle. Yo, like that's crazy, right? But we get so um like nervous when it comes to live streaming because we think it has to be so precise, it has to be this done at this time and this done this way and it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. I know Sharon used to do no Sharon. Cheryl used to do videos and live streams and she would be at car shows. And so I know that they tweak some of the stuff we can do, but y'all have fun with it. It doesn't necessarily do your live stream outside. I talked like a few months back, I talked about how if you have camping gear, go grab a couple friends and go to a campground and do a live stream showing the camping gear, showing y'all setting up the whole campsite, even if you don't stay, depending on who you are. But show yourselves, show just go ahead and putting up the whole camp set together, especially if it's like you've never put together a tent, go live showing yourself putting together the tent. Go live. Listen, if Trickology had a tent and they sent it to me, I'd take the tent because I have a tent and a pillow from them. I have a picnic basket from them. I would go out in a grassy area and I would do a challenge between me and my niece, my sister, and a few friends. And I would say, all right, let's see who could put stuff up the fastest. What? You don't think that would be something people would tune into? Because just for the shenanigans, because it's going to be pure shenanigans. But again, we can go back and say it doesn't have to be something that stresses us out. That's why we got into content creation because it was something we could talk about things that we like. And yeah, there's a business side to it, but we should still have fun and enjoy this opportunity that we have, this space that we are in. You said glamping or nothing. Listen, there's a campsite that I found. It's like maybe an hour or so away from me. That I'm like, I'm going there. They have cabins or you can camp, like they have campsites. And I was like, I'm gonna do a cabin. I'm gonna do a cabin. I love y'all. I don't know if your girl is strong enough to stay outside overnight. I don't know if I can handle that because that'll be a live stream. It'll be an all night live stream because somebody's gonna have to sit there with me. Somebody's gonna have to talk me through it. Talk me through it because we not gonna make it. It's not going. So I'm gonna hear a noise and think that it's a moose trying to kill me. It's so much, y'all. I'm dramatic sometimes, a little bit, just a bit, and it's just a smidge, just a little bit. Granted, my kids live in Colorado. My daughter this week decided to let me know that, oh, yeah, we have to be on the lookout because it's a boar in the area and a bear and her cubs. And I'm like, wait, we don't just slide that into conversation. Wait a minute. You're saying this to me as you're outside walking. That's not how this goes in my mind. And I've seen things in nature now that I never would have. No, nope. Mind you, I camped and stuff when I was little. Nope. Now, yeah, you said do it on Facebook or YouTube because Amazon be crazy on the live streams with how things are done. Very true. Very true. Yeah. Oh yeah, cabin. I can do a cabin. Even though I don't like spiders, I can do a cabin. That was the other one. They got to be careful because of coyotes and depending on where you at, and you got to be careful. I said they got to be well over there where they are in Colorado. They got to be careful of moose. Do you know how big a moose is? Yeah, no, we're not going to be outside with you, friend. That's mind you, I want to go camping, but it has to be a group activity. We have because I need some people that can fight with me, run with me, fight with me, something along that lines. Listen. Oh, what else? Oh, definitely. And I because I'm doing more with different because one of my pages now is Black Girls Love the Arts. And so I go to the opera, to ballet, to spoken word, to art shows and art galleries, and so many different things here in Delaware. And outside of Delaware, I highlight uh different art galleries and stuff on my page. So with the art brands sending me stuff, I've been doing stuff and featuring them over there. Like I have content that'll be going out over there featuring them because that's literally the niche for that particular page. And so I love it because I've been sharing out the stuff and talking about it and sharing the links and we working it out. But so when it comes to live streaming, remember, yes, there are multiple platforms where you can live stream. You can live stream on TikTok. You can live stream on Amazon. You can live stream on Facebook, Instagram. You can live stream on so many different platforms. It's a matter of what you want to do with the live stream afterwards. If you're live streaming on Amazon, you do have to be careful about some of the little yings and yangs. But even if I live stream it on Amazon, I mean on Facebook or on TikTok, and then I come back and I do some snippets that I can go and kind of add some things in or talk about some different things that can be posted on Amazon, it's still a win-win. I used to broadcast on multiple platforms. Here's the thing. When it comes to Amazon, you gotta be real careful because you cannot say any of the other platforms. You gotta watch what you say during the live stream because they will shut your live stream down. They will shut it down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Amazon will shut it down. So um, I found myself stepping back from doing streaming on multiple platforms, even though it's easy depending on what third party program you're using. It's really easy because you're just hitting a button and it's going to all of them at once. You have to be very, very careful about the wording that you use because some things you can say on certain platforms that you can't say on others. You have to be really careful about what you're talking about and about how you're selling or what you're saying. So, yeah, there's a lot that comes into that being able to live stream on multiple platforms, but you can always take the video and snip it and share it out as well. Like if you live stream on YouTube, then take the snippets from the YouTube channel and put it on your other social media platforms. So yeah, yeah, they'll shut it down and say it was a tech glitch. Yep. Yep, or you had a call to action, or you had something in your background. I tell people very all the time, be very careful when it comes to, you're like, oh, I don't know why my video keeps getting shut down. What's in your background? What's in the background of your video? Because sometimes Amazon will catch it and you may not catch it or pay attention or even think it's something, anything of it. But Amazon may catch something because remember, it is a system, it's a program, it's not a person, but something of, they'll catch something and they'll shut it down and you won't understand it, but that's what they do. Let's see. I think I said everything about the Amazon. I did make money. It was good engagement. It wasn't as high as what I would normally get. Like I would get again when I first started with Amazon live streaming, I would get thousands of views. Now you might get a couple hundred. If that, you might get 50 depending on the live stream. Like, yeah, it depends. Um, it varies. Yep, even the reflection in your glasses. Yes. Even the reflection in your glasses. You gotta be careful. Um, the same way how you remember back in the day. That sounds wild saying that because that feels like I'm really old saying that. I did not like that at all. But back in the day, you know how you would see a video and they would blur out they would blur out um a shirt or blur out a hat. It's because the brand they didn't want to showcase that particular brand and so they would blur it out. Amazon doesn't have that option when we're live streaming or when they're looking at, in our videos. So that's when it comes on us to be able to blur that stuff out or not have it in the videos. So it's the same thing. Certain things just can't be on certain platforms. And again, they want to protect people's information. So you can't have, like if you're doing something outside, you want to be careful of like people's license plates and all of those different things, addresses and things. And I do a lot of content. I record a lot of content outside. So I know like what angles to get, how to be able to, how to record something, what I can record. So that way I'm not showing that personal information. But yeah, they will flag your stuff quickly. Quick, yep, no street signs. And here's the thing, even with the street signs, I haven't really had as much, I haven't had stuff get flagged with the street signs, but I have had stuff get flagged with the license plate in the front. And I was like, man. And it wasn't even like an actual, you know how they'll have like the little license plate, but it may say like the name of the dealership or something like that. It wasn't even an actual license plate. But as soon as I saw what I got flagged for, I was like, I knew exactly what it was. Listen, you said not, is there a tool or an extension that would compare campaigns and see if there is a match with any Logie products? Not yet. Not yet, but I think that should be something that could potentially come up. I'm just saying that's a potential, but not yet. Um, yeah, it was a mess. Would it benefit us to follow one another on storefronts? So here's the thing. It It did in the beginning, because when people went live, we could go and interact with people. I don't know why I can't comment on anybody's videos anymore. Like any of your live streams, I cannot. The option has been removed from my account completely, so I can't comment on other people's live streams. I'll still come in, and I may like heart you up, but you'll never know that I'm there. You'll never know that I'm there anymore because I can't comment. And there's a couple of influencers that feature has been removed, and we literally had no explanation for how it happened or why. But all it'll do is it'll give you, like, you'll be able to see the notification when they go live. It comes up in your notifications. Um, and it is a boost because, again, you do, people that are trying to get to a different level, it helps them out. But yeah, I thought that too because my review feature has been wiped as well. Because I had reviews from products that were not stuff that I was doing videos for, and um it got swiped. Everything got swiped out. So I was like, oh well, can't give reviews to people either. Oh well, I'm mad about it. All right. So was that any other questions about live streaming? Now, I've been live streaming since about 2015, you guys. As an introvert, trust me, it wasn't always like fun and bubbly. I was nervous. I'd be sweating on camera. It'd be a lot going on. This is years of being able to do this. So here's the thing. It depends on the products that you're talking about, and it depends on the type of engagement or what you're looking for from that particular live stream. So again, if you're looking for engagement and to kind of build up your channel, 25 minutes is not enough time. An hour is better because it gives people enough time for the notification to go out and for them to get in and see the live stream, right? That part. And it also depends on how many products you're talking about. So again, I do maybe 15 to 20 products. If you're doing the full 40, you will not be able to do a 25-minute live stream with 40 products in your carousel unless you're not talking about them. Yeah, at least an hour. I would say no less than an hour. But if you're doing, like, you can do a quick one, and especially if you're just getting into it and you kind of want to get your feet wet, you can do a quick one, have like 10 products, maybe 5 products, go live, talk about it, and kind of get a feel of the platform. But yeah, it depends on the content that you're trying to put out and the engagement that you're trying to get, or what you're doing with the video afterwards. Interesting. I did reviews on some products, and I actually put my disclosure in them that if it's a product I did content for and I still do reviews for, mm-hmm, I had prior to joining other programs and will have to have been approved and still have chat for live streams. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting experience. Yeah, it's an interesting experience. So they shut all that down, and I was like, I mean, I'm not mad about it, but I'm mad that I can't comment on other influencers stuff because I like encouraging people when they're live streaming. Like I would come in and somebody may not have anybody in their live stream. Like I would just randomly go into somebody's live stream and encourage them while they were live streaming because sometimes that's what we need. All right, I think we got everything. Yeah. Oh, the other piece when it comes to live streaming, what are you talking about when it comes to the product? Because some people are just showing the product. This is a water bottle. I put water in my water bottle. The end. And I'm being so honest. It's so true. But this is a water bottle, you guys. It keeps things cold for up to 24 hours. It keeps things hot for up to 12 hours. Da, 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 da. Like I can ramble down anything. It has a strap that easily allows me to go ahead and take this with me. If I am going for a walk and want to take it with me, then I can put it right on my wrist and not have to worry about it being in my hand and cramping up my hand. I, y'all, I can rattle stuff off quickly. Especially if it's something that I'm using regularly, I can rattle stuff off for you without a problem. But you have some people that just they're like, this is a water bottle. I put water in it. The end, and that's it. Listen, it's the hands-free people. that part, Andrew. I do feel like sometimes people just want to see how big the item is. So I hold it. Now, that part is very true. When you're showing them the size of an item, like I don't know if you've ever seen, and then we're about to stop because we are like way past our time. If you've seen Leo Skeppy, if you've seen any of his videos, first of all, it's a wild ride. Just hold on. But if you seen the video he just did of some products that brands had just sent to him, one of them was a candle. Now, mind you, Leo Skeppy is a friggin' giant. He's huge. So the candle it still looks big, but it looks smaller in his hands than what it would look in my little hands, in my little body. It'd probably be like almost half my body. It was a huge candle. People want to see things like that. But they also want to know, like, have you actually have the discussion with them that, this candle is huge. This candle is not only is it huge, I prefer, using this particular lighter when I go to light this one. I prefer to do this. I have smaller candles. I like using my mug warmer for my candles now. It makes the candles last longer, and I don't have to worry about that little dip in the middle of my candle from the wax or from the soy wax being gone. Things like that. Oh, congrats. All right, y'all. It's almost 3:30, y'all. We gonna get in trouble. Yeah, I use a mug warmer for mine. We gonna get in trouble. Ehud gonna get us. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in. Thank you, Ehud. Thank you to the team. Thank you, Emmy, behind the scenes all the time. We appreciate you guys. Again, if you have any other questions, put them in a group. Do a post, put them in a group. We typically come through, answer as we can. And if you know exactly who you want to ask the question of, tag them. Tag them in the post, tag them in the comments. Y'all have a good one. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Have a good weekend. Bye.